And is it the same person?
Were murdered. I've got the Durban Central CARES number.
You said Thompson, it's Thomas.
Thomas.
And is it the same person referred to in 60.2?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And then there was a Calvin Peresami, the leader of the Blood Gang, owner of taxis and tow truck. He was fatally wounded on the 6th of June 2018 at the Gateway Shopping Mall parking lot in a alleged hit by a rival gang.
Now, we'll get to the case you describe in 60.2 in relation to Jonathan David Thomas, Bele case 75/12/2021. But for present purposes, can you confirm that it was alleged that Bevan Loftus was involved in that shooting?
That's correct.
Then in paragraph 65, or from paragraph 65, you describe or you summarize the events relating to the killing of Mr. Loftus. Can you take the Commission through paragraph 61 and 62?
Okay, on Saturday, the 1st of April 2023, at about 1400 hours, 5 deceased were shot and killed by members of the task team under the command of Colonel Govender. The shooting occurred inside a flat in a residential building. The SAPS members allegedly identified the flat after arresting a suspect in Greenwood Park, CARES 194/03/2023. When the task team entered the flat, it is alleged that the deceased opened fire on the members of the task team who returned fire, fatally wounding all 5 deceased. Mr. Zondi was alleged to be an Inkabi or hitman. The 4 other men killed in the incident was Bevan Loftus, Ryan Santos, Chase Finn, and Michigan Ippolet were involved in the towing industry. The task team members alleged that the deceased were also involved in the drug industry. The version of the task team members is that they were looking for one of the 5 deceased, who was Bevan Loftus, who was allegedly implicated in the following cases: Brighton Beach CARES 64/6/2022, which was a theft of motor vehicle; Brighton Beach CARES 242/11/2021, attempted murder; Berea CARES 28/1/2023, attempted murder; Bele CARES 75/12/2021, attempted murder; Berea CARES 23/2/2022, attempted murder; and Greenwood Park CARES 194/3/2023, murder.
Now, we'll get to these dockets a little later. But maybe if you can pick up from paragraph 65, where you set out the thesis that this killing actually was a killing performed by a task team at the instance of a rival drug gang owner.
Okay, Commissioner, during our investigation, we've interviewed the family members of the deceased, and more especially the family members of Bevan Loftus and Chase Finn and Michigan Ippolet. We've interviewed them, and during our interview there was a recording that was given to us. A recording where a person where Bevan Loftus contacted Clive Nyker, who is the owner of Roadstar Towing and Trucking. So he contacted Clive Nyker, and in that recording, he inquired from Clive Nyker why he put a 2.5 million hit on him. It's clear in the recording. He asked Clive Nyker, why you got a problem with me, and how is it that you put a 2.5 million hit at me? And in the recording, he indicates that he is aware that Clive Naika engaged Dina Govender and his team to take him out. So with that recording, we then started to do the investigation, and we believe that due to this 2.5 million hit, Colonel Dina Govender and his team, they went all out looking for Bevan and the other 4 deceased. Now, in the investigation, the police has indicated, or Dina Govender and his team indicated, that they went into the premises and the 5 deceased shot at them. But from our investigation, it is not as they have indicated. The 5 deceased were in a premises that nobody could go through the premises. They were in a flat, and in order to go to the flat, you have to get permission downstairs. The security will have to let you to go into the flat after they've communicated with the occupants of the flat. So, would the deceased been in the premises, they would not have allowed the police to come through, because they knew the police were looking out for them to take them out. Because prior to the shooting, 2 of our members from IPAD received intelligence from counterintelligence that the police, same Dina Govender and his team, were going to take out Bevan Loftus and whoever is with him. So my 2 investigators engaged with the DPP's office to do a Section 205, a 252 operation. They wanted to do a 252 operation in order to trap the police to when they were going to do the shooting. But with the discussion of the DPP, it was not going to be possible. Because if the police was arrested prior to the shooting, they would say that they're going for investigation. And the only way to have prevented him from getting shot and killed was to ask him to change the place where he was staying. The 2 investigators contacted the father of the deceased, and that's Mr. Greg Loftus, and informed him that they received this information, this intelligence from a reliable crime intelligence source, and they are passing that information over to him that they can now ask Bevan Loftus and his friends to change the address where they are. But the father indicated that they also received the same information, that the police was going to kill. In fact, prior to the shooting, the police had visited Mr. Greg Loftus's house more than 3 times. They went looking for Bevan Loftus. Constantly, they went looking for him. In one visit to the house, they indicated to the father that we're not here to arrest Bevan. We're here to kill him. They even told the father, you must prepare, go and get his funeral cover and insurance, everything in order, because they're going to kill him. That is what the father will talk about it when he comes.
Sorry, Mr. John, you speak about an approach to the DPP and an attempt to set up a 242 operation.
252.
252, sorry. Do you have that correspondence? Is it documented anywhere?
I've got a statement of my investigator, together with the diary entries when they went to the DPP's office.
We haven't seen those documents, so I think in the lunch, do you have it with you?
Yeah, I've got it with me.
I think in the lunch break, it would be important for us to see those documents and to get copies thereof. But maybe if we can go back to the statement, because I mean, you've sketched out your broad thesis, but there is, from paragraph 66, you set out some more detailed evidence, and I think that evidence is important to highlight.
Okay.
So can we pick up at 66?
The Commission has requested the AVL check-in records of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and the banking records of him and his wife. It has also obtained evidence of cash payments made on behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender to conveyance attorneys attending to the transfer of a 2.35 million property in Isibaya, which he and his wife had purchased. The records obtained by the Commissioner shows the following. At the relevant time, the monthly take-home remuneration of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender from SAPS was less than 26,000.
Can I stop you there, and can we actually go to page 1246 of the exhibits bundle, 1246.
File 3, Mr. John. File number 3.
Okay.
File number 3 on page 1246. File
Number 3.
Sorry, sorry. Last time we said we should only show the relevant transactions and not file the whole thing. I don't know if you are ready with that. If not,
We don't have a redacted copy. There's no need to flight this.
all right, thank you.
And if you look at the entry on 29 December, on that page, you will see the take-home salary that was paid to Lieutenant Colonel Govender on the 29th of December 2023.
That's correct.
And it is, if I can just point out to the commissioners that amount is less than 26,000 rands. That's the end of this period we're talking about. Can you then go to paragraph 66.2? And maybe before we go to paragraph 66.2, because you're talking about ABL records that reflect that Lieutenant Colonel Govender switched off his vehicle at a place 31 meters away from the address. It says Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender. It should be Mr. Naika. Can I ask you to go to page 1428? Again in that same file, 1428.
The next one. File 4.
Mr. Chairperson, you say the same file.
It is the same file, file 3. It is file 4.
It's a
I
different file.
apologize.
1-4.
File 4.
Yeah,
File
what?
4, and it's 142. 1428.
Mr. John, did you make the correction in 66.2 where it says at a place 31 meters away from the address of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender, it should be
Yeah.
Mr. Clive Naika.
Do you have a bank statement at 1428?
No, I've got the bank statement at 1428, that's correct.
And it's a bank statement of Mr. Naika,
That's correct.
and it gives his address. We won't say what that address is.
Yes, the address is there.
If you then go to page 1427,
That's correct.
you will see that these are AVL records from SAPS. For whose vehicle are these AVL records?
Well, this AVL records are for the vehicle that Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender used.
And if you look at the GPS coordinates under incident location, are those the GPS coordinates of the address of Mr. Naika?
That's correct.
The address that we just saw on the
Yes.
bank statement?
Yeah.
So if you can then go through paragraph 66.2. I can keep 1427 open because I'm going to ask you to explain with reference to 1427. Keep 1427 open or to hand because I'm going to ask you to explain paragraph 66.2 with reference to page 1427.
Okay, on 16th of August at 1600 hours, 29 seconds, the SAPS BMW vehicle issued to Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender was switched off its ignition and stopped for 7.5 minutes at a place 31 meters away from the address, which is identified on the extract from the AVL records in the bundle.
And can you show to the Commission, if we go back to 1427, where do you see that?
You see it on the top first two lines. You got the first one, ignition off, and it gives you the address. And then you would see that there's a startup. So the ignition was switched off at 1600 hours, 29 seconds. And the startup was, the vehicle started again at 1600 hours, 07:50 at the same premises.
And that was on 16 August 2022.
That's correct.
Can you then take us through paragraph 66.3, but maybe before you go to 66.3, let's take the Commission to file 4, pages 1434 to 1435.
One, four, three, four.
1434. Maybe, yes. Yeah. Just check if it's got bank account numbers redacted. Bank account numbers redacted, yeah. Okay, then you can show it. Now, can you describe what this spreadsheet shows?
Okay, these are cash deposits that were made into the bank account of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and his wife, who is also a SEPS member.
And on this, on the screen that's displayed, the column that says account is redacted, but there are various different accounts in the unredacted. And the references to the actual bank statements and their pagination in the record is in the bundle column, which is the fourth column.
That's
So
correct.
if I might, if we can just take an example. We see that on using the bundle reference at 1420, there are a succession of cash deposits into what is a home loan account. And if we go to 1420, we will see the bank statement, for that.
That's correct.
That specific account, which will reflect those cash deposits.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Then in paragraph 66.3, in the subparagraphs of 66.3, you summarize the overall picture. Can you take the Commission through that summary?
Okay. Commissioner, the 63.3.1, between the 29th of August 2022 and the 18th of December 2023, cash deposits aggregating to 2,343,050 rand were made into the bank accounts of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and his wife, who is also a SEPS member. Sorry, it's 2,034,350 rand. Correction, 2,034,350 rand. That's cash deposits.
Then 66.3.2.
66, okay. On the 15th of May 2023, cash amounts aggregating to a total of 179,800 rand for the benefit of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and his wife were deposited into the bank account of the conveyancers, attending to the transfer of a 2.3 million property that they had purchased.
And 66.3.3.
On the 19th of May, another cash deposit of 200,000 for the benefit of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and his wife was paid to the conveyancing attorney.
Now, just for the benefit of the commissioners, the conveyancing attorneys, as was their duty, reported these cash deposits to the Financial Intelligence Center.
That's correct.
And a letter from the conveyancing attorneys can be confirming that these cash deposits were indeed made.
On April the 26th of On April the 26th of April 2023, an amount of 298,462 rands was transferred into the home loan account of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender.
And are you able to source the origin of that transfer?
No.
66.4?
The cash amounts above aggregates to 2,414,150 rand.
66.5?
When the unattributed transfer of 298,462 is added to this amount, the aggregate is 2,712,612 rand.
And in 66.6, you refer to the bank statements and
Yes,
the spreadsheets. We've already taken them.
That's correct. That's correct.
Can you then go to paragraph 67?
67, on the 31st of March 2022, the day before Bevan Loftus was killed by the task team led by Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender, his father, Mr. Gregory Loftus, applied to the High Court, inter alia, to interdict Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and the SEPs from killing Bevan Loftus. Mr. Loftus was a former SAPS member. He owned the adjacent property on which he and Bevan Loftus lived. That's Mr. Gregory Loftus. He was a former SAPS member.
And can I ask you to go to file 1, page 4?
I'm with it.
And first, can you identify the document that you see starting at page 4?
Yes, this is the court interdict that was sought for.
And the stamp of the court on that document, can you identify that?
It's dated the 31st of March 2023.
And what day was Bevan Loftus actually killed?
He was killed on the 1st,
The next day.
the next day.
So this application was issued the day before.
That's
he was
correct.
killed. You say in paragraph, can I then ask you to go to paragraph 68?
In his found-in affidavit in the interdict application, Mr. Gregory Loftus alleged that Mr. Clive Naika had promised to pay Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender 2.5 million to kill Bevan Loftus.
Then can I ask you to go to the bundle itself and to paragraph 18 of that interdict, the founding affidavit and the interdict application, at the foot of page 17, paragraph 18.
During 2022, both Bevan and myself received information that there was an assassination contract put on Bevan's life in the amount of 2.5 million. I also received information from a policeman. I know that the hit on my son was genuine. The word was that I should be careful because if they cannot kill Bevan, they would kill my son, Nicholas, or myself.
Back to paragraph 69, and then maybe if you can take us through the whole of paragraph 69 and its subparagraphs, and I'll stop you from time to time to amplify.
I have been informed that Mr. Loftus will testify before the Commission, so I do not repeat the details that is described in the interdict application of the interactions between the Loftus family and members of the SAPS and between Bevan Loftus and Mr. Clive Naika. I merely emphasize the following features of the chronological that emerges from the affidavit of Mr. Gregory Loftus in the interdict application. The financial records obtained by the Commission and the investigation into the killings that IPID have subsequently conducted. Between 29 August 2022 and the end of November 2022, over 430,000 was deposited in cash into the accounts of Lieutenant Colonel Dina Govender and his wife.
Can I stop you then? Can we go to page 1434?
Are you in file 4? Look
in
at
file